we should look out for and stuff like that.
All right, that's fine.
One down, two to go.
Is it broadcasting?
Yeah, we're up.
Are we live?
I'm guessing so. It says.
Oh, it's on air. I didn't notice the little on air thing. Yeah. Top right. Top
Oh, we on there?
Yeah, we're on air.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Damn.
Yeah, Gerard, pay attention. Pay attention. That's up the game.
My attention span's like.
Yeah, actually, hold on. Maybe I put the jack in the wrong. No. These headphones are stuck. I put it in the right jack. All right, so, what are we, Chris? Now the Convoys in front of you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome to Manga After Dark, our first BFP video podcast. We're gonna be talking about manga pretty much. Everyone reads, the mainstream stuff, but we're gonna try to bring you the mainstream and the hidden juice, that's out there.
That hidden
Because somebody needs some heavy H.
Yeah, I mean, we're still gonna be, PG friendly kind of for the most part today. I'm not gonna dive too deep into stuff. Gerard.
I'm gonna be quiet for the rest of the broadcast. I guess my whole, I can't say nothing.
Shut down.
It's all good.
All right,
But just a little intro. We're the Convoys. I'm Chris, and there's Gerard over here, and Charlie over here.
I'm the black one.
That's Gerard. And we're here basically to talk a little bit about manga and give you a little bit of info on some things that we've been reading so far. I'm kind of new to this, so it kind of puts me in a situation where I'm just learning. Because Animazement was my first con, so I'm going nuts. And then, 3 weeks later, they were like, "Hey, have you started reading manga yet?" And I was like, "No." And they said, "Well, you need to read this." And then it was and this and this and this and this and this, and my head exploded.
That's pretty much how it is. When you read manga, you can't just stay focused on one manga. Because if I could show my tabs in Firefox right now, I have like 20 manga tabs and I just randomly come back to it at any given time.
It's the worst thing when you're like, "Hey, let me use your computer" at Gerard's house, and he's like, "Just don't close anything." I open one more tab, the same time shut down.
Man, you can't mess with it. You can't. Just don't close on it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
But yeah, we're gonna go over some 101 with Chris. We really haven't discussed too much into this stuff yet, so Chris has just started reading it.
Just brand new.
Yeah, we're gonna. He still, he knows some stuff, but we're gonna get him into more up to speed a little bit, like manga is black and white, Chris.
Yes, yes.
Right now, it is black and white.
So things you shouldn't say when you're reading manga is you call your friend, the other convoys, and you say, "Hey, I didn't know they were 90% black and white." And somebody goes, "What?" And the other one starts laughing. And as you can see, both of them are laughing right now. It ain't funny. I don't see nothing funny about that.
But I mean, what can you say? It's so strange, dude. It's like you knew what a con was when we went to Animazement, and so I was there like, "Oh yeah, con, anime, all this stuff." I'm thinking, well, maybe this could be his first con, but he's been into the world. Like, I thought you had stepped. No, that con was the opening of the door, literally. Raleigh Convention Center. We opened that door. And I'm like, and he's just like, "What is all of this? What is this world that I have just stepped into?" We go through that weekend, and then we're like, "Hey, I have a new idea. Let's do this podcast about manga." Because, me and Gerard being busy working, man,
right.
and other stuff that takes up a bunch of time. We can't really watch anime anymore like that. We can't sit down and watch 150 episodes.
It's kind of true.
One Piece and stuff like that. So manga's a lot easier. we just get to open it up, flip a couple pages, and we finish. And then if we go backtrack to something that's completed or has a ton of chapters, we're in no rush to finish that because, you know, it could be at any free little moment, 5 minutes, tear through a couple pages, and you move on. And so, you know, well, we opened this door for Chris and Khan, and then we're like, hey, you should join us at this. And then we opened another door, and Chris is like, oh, what is all this fun stuff that I've been
Like,
missing out on?
the doors I want to open, though, are completely different from doors you want to open, Charlie. Let's point that out first. The doors that I want to open, I'm not allowed to.
Oh, okay. I see what you meant there.
You're not allowed to because I'm married and I'm gonna get in trouble. That's why.
Hey, everybody has a dirty little secret.
Yes, but you have heavy eight.
And one of the funniest thing is, like, the heaviest thing we have is the one that we recently made. Oh my god. You know, the one me and Gerard call People, that's the one, that's the heaviest we've read, I think, at least I have read with Gerard. I'm willing to put there. Because the bondage one, which we'll get to in a later broadcast, just doesn't, it's not heavy at all. It's actually very, very safe.
Yeah, it's very deep in the story.
And so we'll discuss that one a little bit more. But yeah, with Chris, we have, you know, his 101. What questions do you have that you may have come up with reading this stuff? Because the difference between reading a store-bought manga versus, there's a difference between store-bought and online. Store-bought has translation pages that the people are willing to do for you. Online, not really. They just translate the story and expect you to know what you're doing.
Right.
So, is there anything you've come up with or have read?
Well, I knew one of the first questions that I had was like, am I reading it the right way? Is it left to right, right to left? And I kind of stupidly found it that it was,
this guy is, guys.
you know, right to left. So that can tell you, it can show you how much of a noob I am. But I have to make a quick suggestion if you are just a manga lover. If you are just getting into it and you want to look at something or find some stuff, get some apps on your phone. There's also the really, really good app that I have. It's called Manga Storm.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Manga Storm does about 5 different apps, and it kind of bounces back and forth. You can go through all 5 different websites and take a look at it. You can also look at some other things that are going on. Like, it has favorites, it has collections, and then, like, if you actually buy the app, it's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I paid for the app, and now it lets me know whenever any of my favorite apps are updated. So that's a real convenient note.
Gotta love it. I'm an Android user, not an iOS fan like these guys are.
Okay, iPod, Android.
All right, but I mean, you use mainly your iPod for more entertainment things than like your reading and stuff, because that's where you have all your music, pictures.
Technology.
Did you buy that? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that on the air because that's incriminating evidence.
Yes, I paid for it. I paid money for it, bitch.
Oh, okay, but the fact that doesn't change the difference of where it came from and possibly could have been.
I bought it from Amazon. I got it offline from Amazon. Okay.
Because I remember last time I was at your house, you had that sketchy ass dude show up and be like, "Yo, I got this tablet for $45." Yo, get the heck out of my house because I know you're running through your stuff here. But anyway,
can't knock the hustle.
Well, for me, Android-wise, I mean, I don't know which one you use, Gerard, but I'm 100% Android fan. I will not buy any Apple product because I just don't. I don't like. They're very user-friendly, but they still have limitations of what you can do, and they're annoying to get around sometimes. And the fact that people want them all the time. No one cares for an Android because it's cheap, and you know, you have an iPhone and an iPad, or you know, anything related, and people instantly want to jack it from you. So I'd rather go with the cheap and efficient, still good stuff. But Android, I would suggest Manga Reader. It's currently, I think it's Manga Reader 2.
Yep.
On Android, they had just recently updated and they're throwing out more updates. They're really good about keeping any bugs and glitches out of it. They pretty much solve anything within 2-3 days of it showing up. They have a huge source of the libraries. They have your top libraries like MangaReader.net. They have Manga Here, Manga Fox, and for any bilingual people out there, they have sub manga, the Spanish ones. They have French, English, Italian websites linked to them as well. I don't know how the translations and scanlations go for that, but they do a pretty good job. When I get bored, I read them. So.
Yeah, and like with me, like I've been using the Manga Storm, but on certain instances, I've had different things come up, and it's kind of been different for me. So if I couldn't find it on the Manga Storm, I actually have another app. It's called Manga Finder, and Manga Finder, it really does pretty good. It really helps with the situation of like if you can't find something or you want to browse, if you want to look for certain things, or if you want to put yourself in that situation where you want to find certain kinds of manga. It has a whole tier that goes down like from regular anime to sports anime to all kinds of stuff. So I just like recently started looking and I found Overdrive and I was like, cycling, yes, love it.
That's the best part about like the manga world. It's just like most stuff starts as manga anyway and then goes to an anime. So you can normally find something you really want or are really looking for in a manga versus an anime because sometimes they won't have an anime for it.
Right.
So manga and anime is awesome stuff.
It's like most of the stuff we're reading is actually getting animes, which is pretty awesome. That just shows how like the popularity of this not so well known manga is getting popularity, which is pretty awesome.
And that's popularity in Japan. Like that's not counting what we read. So they don't have a statistic that the translations and stuff are all fan done free. At least most of the time. So. Like, if you ever find someone that's charging you for it, don't pay them because they're just ripping off someone's work. Unless they literally say, hey, we're translating it and stuff like that. But always check your sources twice because a lot of people do try to jip people, try to take someone else's work and charge you money for it. And never pay for those mangas because people do that out of the love for the manga and translating and for their own selves. I'm pretty sure they're using that translations and stuff like that as trainings for themselves or whatever they're doing as a career. You still doing laundry?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, let's jump to our first manga. This is brand new for all three of us. Gerard discovered this little gem, but then started. We read a little bit, but we all decided to read up to the latest chapter recently, and that is what are we gonna call it? Just Yamada.
It's Yamada. The translation is Yamada and the Seven Witches.
Yeah, Yamada and the Seven Witches. We'll try to get a link to the YouTube page and stuff like that for you guys to read it. You may not find it like that on websites. Normally, the websites will have the actual Japanese name. But it is Yamada and the Seven Witches. Google it and you should find it and then be able to get the Japanese name and then find it, wherever it is.
The Japanese name is Yamada-kun no Seven Men no Majo. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but
we read.
Hold on a second.
That's why we're not the translators. That'd be cool. I wonder what that's like.
It's probably fun as shit.
That's why I'm learning Japanese now. I think it's really fun. It is really fun.
I bet you the translating is fun, but the actual erasing of the lines and the
redrawing,
etc. They have redrawers for that. I'm just like, I bet you that's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, but it's all worth it.
I appreciate it. Anyone who eventually watches this episode and or our podcast live, I appreciate the job of the cleaner because the translator probably has the funnest job of the whole thing, just reading it anyway and just being like, oh yeah, this is this here, this is that there. But the guy who works hard is that cleaner and the redrawer.
So
back to
Charlie, tell me what you thought of the first 30.
Oh man, did we all read? Did we all read it?
Yeah, I read it.
Oh yeah.
You guys read all the way through?
I haven't gotten all the way to 63 yet. I'm up to 42.
Me neither.
You're 40. Well, okay, let's limit our discussion to 42. All right, Yamada. Spoilers ahead, but I mean, we'll get. You know, we're gonna read it anyway because it's awesome.
Let's just tell them the summary first.
All right.
Ryu Yamada is a second-year student at Suzaku High. Ryu is always late for school, naps in class, and gets abysmal grades. His life is a dead bore. The beautiful Urara Shirashi, on the other hand, is Suzaku High's brightest student. One day, without explanation, their bodies are swapped. Ryu ends up in Uhara's body, and Uhara in Ryu's. That's the basic summary off of manga here. So yeah. At first, I was kind of weirded out because I was like, "Yo, it's gonna be a gender bender. Why do I want to read this?" But you know, I read that the first chapter always tells a lot about the manga. Like, for instance, Mysterious Girlfriend X.
Oh, hold on. Let's stick to the one we're currently talking about.
But I'm just making an example. You know, we'll get to that one later. I'm just making an example. Like, the first chapter, for me anyway, tells on whether or not I'm gonna keep reading it.
For me, it's always been the description. Like, if that little summary is just enough to get me to click to the first page, I know I'm going to enjoy it. Because that summary has yet to fail me. Every time I find an interesting summary or something, I'm just like, done, reading this. At least going to give it the first 5 chapters to see how deep this goes. And if
I completely I think that it's interesting. I think it puts a different setting. It has a different setup, and you don't really know what's going on until later on.
So, yeah, we decided to read this one thinking it was going to be a touchy subject, being a gender bender, and taking this podcast, our first episode, to over the 18 plus, but it actually wasn't.
It was very like PG.
So don't be scared just because you hear that description. You're like, oh, I don't want to, watch or read this. He might start doing some raunchy stuff, like touching himself, and girls would never do that, obviously. So they're just being all weirded out and having to deal with it.
Spoiler, he does do that, actually.
Well, I mean, I think that she did too, but they didn't explain it just because we know this is being drawn for the male, but it's also incorporating the female things. But the main target you can read already automatically from the start. It's a male-targeted audience for this one. So, and as most mangas will be, it's mainly male-targeted. Yeah, I was scared for a little bit because Gerard's picks are scary.
Yo, don't be saying that to our audience.
I'm not saying they're fully scary all the time. You threw me some stuff.
You're slandering my good name right now.
Okay, you know, but I'm just saying. Back in the day when we started our awesome friendship, I didn't really go for I don't look at hentai and all that stuff. I quit doing that like years ago. So Gerard's throwing me all this stuff that's like scantily clad women on the front cover. I'm like, no. I told you, Gerard, I really don't want to read stuff like that. Like I want to leave that behind. I want to see, I want to see some good stuff, not that dirty stuff. But some of it actually ended up being, this is where I accepted a little bit more of it, because he was like, no. He was insisting. Most of the other ones, I was just like, I don't want to read that, Gerard. That looks awful. That looks like it's going to be, butt humping and hip thrusting 100%. And I told him, I was like, I can't read that. He was like, all right. This one, he was like, no, you have to read. And
like the title, remember Molester Man?
Oh my gosh.
It's not bad. See, that's the funny thing.
That's what throws you off.
You hear Molester Man, and you're like, that's not going to be a decent manga, and it actually is. It's a really good manga. Thanks for reminding me. I need to add that back to my list, because I have not read anything since chapter 18 of that.
Oh my gosh.
Molester Man, it's a really good one. Like, we're going to give you some good ones, like random good ones. Seriously. If you want to read an interesting, funny, kind of It's this guy. Molester Man is about a guy, and he's just kind of confused on the women he meets, and he just does the wrong things at the wrong time to make him seem like a perv. But you normally see that like what we see in Yamada, but with this one, it's more like, oh, he did this pervy action, and it is police viable that I'm gonna go and get a cop. It's that kind of thing. Right. It's not like, oh, it's a friendly high school. Oh yeah, he touched himself as a girl. Whoopee, you know. No, this one's like, oh, he touched her. She's calling the police. Like, it's not the normal kind. So it's more like a realistic, real life perverted thing, but it also has its own little twist to it. So.
Well, I kind of like the Yamada-kun kind of thing. I like how it like turns around everything and kind of puts us in a situation where we can really love what they do. Like between Yamada and the first witch and the second witch, it's just like, oh man, I'm gonna fall down the steps and kiss this girl, and I don't even know that I really kissed her, but we're gonna swap bodies. Oh my god, what the heck is going on? I can't turn back.
And from the current reading of the manga, it just well, I don't want to spoil anything, so I don't.
Yeah,
it's real good.
We're gonna try to stick to the beginning chapters. For me, I loved it, hated it, re-loved it, continue to hate it, and I'm only sticking to it currently because I want to find out
the witches.
I want to find more out about the witches. I think once the witch thing dies, and we've discovered all the witches, I'm gonna be like, I think I'm gonna be done with it. And the reason I say that is just because it took. It's like the mangaka was like just that's a term right there, Chris. I don't know if you know. The person who draws manga is called a mangaka.
Okay.
So it's like he got lost, or she. I don't know if it's a he or she, but it's like he got lost in what he was trying to do and took it in 5 different directions at the same time. And then finally they were like, you have to choose one. Stick with this one route. And so he chose the route I did not like. I did not like the setup because it was.
He would throw curveballs. He would just throw like a curveball out of nowhere, like you know.
My biggest pet peeve was that it's called Yamada and the Seven Witches. You get to chapter 15, no one knows anything about a witch, and the way they introduced the witches was through a front page. One of the chapter pages was, you know how they have the chapter page where they draw the girl and they put the title. That chapter page was like, here comes the second witch. You never even explained that the first witch was the girl he was body swapping with. Like,
right.
And like, you didn't.
All you know is so far. Like, I swap bodies with this girl, so I have some magical powers. Woo! And then it's like, what is going on with that? Why did it do that? Like, let's find out more information earlier. You know?
That's where I lost it. That's where I was like, this guy kind of has like no conscience on where he's going with this, because you don't mention she is a witch, and then suddenly this second girl shows up, and you still don't know she's a witch, and you introduce the fact that she is a witch through the cover page of the manga.
Right.
Like, that made no sense to me.
Yeah, and then like you read the story, and it's like you find out her power. And you find out that the main character's a witch too.
Well, that's the weird. Okay, well, I don't know if 42 got into it, but I'm just gonna throw a little spoiler out there. Yamada's not a witch. The witches can only be females.
No, so, it says he's a witch.
No, they don't really say he's a. No, they said he's not a witch because. See, this is why I wish Chris would have read more.
He is a witch. He's not one of the 7. He has special powers that make him duplicate the powers of the witch. That's what makes him special.
Okay, that's the weird thing. This is where it becomes a twist. You're like, oh yeah, he's got this one power that manipulates 7 witches. If you read up to the current part, Chris, there's another guy who has powers. So there has to be a different classification for the dudes.
Yo, is it who I think it is? Like, who has the powers?
See, I don't know yet. So, like, that's where we're kind of cut off. But it's like Shirahashi has one of the weirdest, craziest things going on with her. It's like
No.
Hirohashi is one moment she's just like, I'm really smart and I'm really sitting around.
Chris, do it. Gerard, we're gonna have a full-on discussion because Chris is throwing us off for a whack. I'm angry because I can't talk about it.
Yeah,
Look, Chris. They explain that the powers are given to delinquent children or kids in the high school, or kids that have an issue with themselves. So you're either a bad person and you get this power, or you're having bad things done to you and you get this power. Either way, it has to do with something bad, I guess, to give you some kind of chance or new outlook on life or something, because that's what pretty much most of them get.
Yeah.
As he progresses and saves them, they get a new outlook on life. They're like, oh, I feel so much better. This power that I have helped me. Except one. One of them doesn't want her power, which comes into the current part. The other guy he meets, he calls himself the Witch Killer because he can steal their power.
Oh wow!
Not copy, steal. If he kisses them, they no longer have this power. And so that makes there's one interesting foreshadowing that he talks about when he's talking about with Yamada. He's like, well, there's got to be 3 of us, and he's like, Yamada's like, why do you say that? Because you're the copy, I'm the cut. There has to be a pace. There has to be someone who can give a power, according to the situation. But there hasn't been a character that's been introduced that yet. But so we know it's 7 women because somehow the president, who's a sneaky bastard, that president is a sneaky bastard.
I hate him. I freaking hate him.
I hate him so much.
The fact that he is just so smooth, he took away all of their stuff before they even knew it.
Not only that, well, see, you're missing out on the 5th witch. You find out a little bit more where that stuff went. But it's irritating because they have so many hidden. That's the thing that keeps it going. Everyone still has a hidden secret or a hidden agenda that I think once it's announced, I'll stop reading because I'm just like, I kind of just don't like it where you went with the main character. I think.
Honestly, the main character's backstory kind of made me feel bad for him because he kind of got fucked.
There's still a lot we don't know. There is still a lot we don't know. Okay, Chris, just a little bit to bring up to speed. The guy who hangs out with the witch with the charm power, him and Yamada were best friends their freshman year when they joined.
Oh yeah, I read up to that point. I read up to that they were best friends, and then they had that big argument about them both being at the same school, and then he got mad, and they were like friends for a while, and that's where I'm at. It's like they're still friends, but not really.
Well, pretty much in the next chapter, he rats him out for doing this fight where they save this girl from their school. Supposedly he's like, there's 2 witnesses, and Yamada's like, who are the witnesses? He's like, 1, the girl that was attacked, and 2,
and the other one, yeah,
the other guy. And I was like, yo, that's jacked up. But I bet you there's like some kind of hidden secret behind it because he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would have done that for no reason.
Yeah, he had to have.
There's something going on with him that we don't know yet. There's something going on in him that's weird. He's kind of like, I like this power. I like the fact that she's taken over with me. You know, she's kissed me, and I'm now in love with her. But I'm okay with it. You know,
it's obvious that he's falling in love with her, and it's blatantly obvious that they're falling for each other.
Yeah, that's the thing I didn't like. This is the weird thing coming out of my mouth because I love the romantic stuff. I love it when characters fall for each other. I did not want it to happen in this one because I was just like, I feel like it's so obvious it's gonna happen. I was just pissed that it happened, and Yamada declares to the bald guy who I don't know if he's gay or not. Not the bald guy, the blonde guy. I don't know if he's gay or not. But
the one who keeps kissing him.
Yeah, the one who loves to kiss him. He pretty much confesses to Yamada. I mean, Yamada confesses to him. He's like, I love the first girl. I forget her name.
Shirahashi.
Yeah, Shinarashi, and he was like, I love her, and I want to protect her from something I saw. I'm not gonna 100% spoil it. Something that's
we've been basically jumping around, spoiling it in certain areas.
Yeah, but we're not gonna ruin it all. There's still good stuff in between, Chris. We're not gonna ruin it all for you.
No, I mean I'm at 42, so I've gotten past that part. There are certain things that I love. Like I love the fact that not Shirahashi, but the second witch and her little minions are their idiots at the beginning. Like they're like, we're gonna set them up, and this is gonna be great. and then it's like turns around.
Oh yeah, how her plane got flipped on her. That was pretty good.
When it flipped on them, like when they went to go find the girl with the kendo swords, which was hilarious because every time he went in the freaking room, she would slam it or knock him out of the room and be like, "What are you doing here?" I think that was funny. That was hilarious.
Alright, well, Yamada is a bit of everything. Like 100% a bit of everything. If you like romantic stuff, it's there. If you like action,
comedy.
it's there. You like school life, it's there. You like gender swamping, it's there. You like mystic crazy powers, it's there. That's why I can't put this one down, and I hope they do more with it because I feel like it's gonna be super short. And I don't want it to be super short, but I have that feeling that after this 7 Witches, what is he gonna do with that? But you never know. They could pull some crazy trick out of their butt, you know.
It just seems crazy. Like he hasn't found all 7 yet. Well, from where I'm at, he hasn't found all 7 yet. And he's kind of like in this place. Like the thing that got me really, like I was kind of like my head was kind of in a question mark was when he was like, "I don't want to find the rest of the witches. I don't want to." And Shirahashi was like, "No, you need to. You need to find them. We need to find them." And I was like, "What? I thought you wanted him all to yourself. Like, why are you doing this?"
That's why I hate her. That's why I can't stand her. Because I'm just like, you look nice, yet you're bringing your own competition into this. Bre, ve a hacer tu tarea. And
just drop you.
the thing
It's
is,
like when he had a chance to walk away or kiss the girl, he was like, "Well, you need to go kiss her." I was like, "Wait a minute! I thought you were against that. Why didn't you? You told him not to kiss her. You told him not to. What is wrong?"
I know, right? He is the most stubborn, hard-headed butthole I've ever read.
Oh yeah, like I've seen some dense motherfuckers in mangas, and he has got to be the dumbest.
Normally you get one or the other. This guy has both. He is dense, and he is the most hard-headed dude in the world. Like, he doesn't see that this girl likes him, yet he's still doing all this stuff with all this other women.
But I mean, it ain't like he has ties with her.
No, but his own emotional. You know that he loves her, and so we know that from the beginning. We know it's just like it's gonna happen. You already insinuated this is gonna be a romantic little thing between them two because you know he's never done this before. He's always been the delinquent, and suddenly he has this girl who is willing to face him and be like, "Here, let's kiss so we can body swap," and makes it feel like it's nothing. But that's what's funny. The one who's supposed to feel the way he does is the girl, but she don't give two butts about it. That's why I hate her, and I love her at the same time because she's not the character she's supposed to be. But it's frustrating because you just see a bit of everything in everyone. So it's just like, will someone make up their own personality, please? Like, one of the two main characters just give me a personality I can fall in love with, not freaking 5 different characters in one. And I don't want that. I want one. I know you are all gonna switch around and be 5 different people at the same time, but I just want one. Just give me some settlement on this main character, please. And it's frustrating because he's such a feminine. He's such a feminine, but he's the most badass supposedly. When you start reading this, he's like, I'm the fighter, I'm the delinquent. Yet he's the girliest one of them all. And then she's the smartest one.
He's got like this inner kid. Like, I want to be a part of everybody. And I want to be smart, and I want to be this, and I want to be that. But then when he's like, when they're like trying to confront him on stuff, he kind of just turns around and he's like, I'm strong, I can beat everybody up, and I am the man. And it's like, why pick a side? It's kind
of like he's the badass with a heart of gold, you know? It's like he doesn't want to acknowledge the fact that he's like good-hearted. So he has to show off this like macho badass, even though we know he's like softer than candy.
He reminds me a lot of Onizuka.
Oh yeah,
he's a lot like him, but he stuck to that. He accepted the badass with the heart of gold.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's just like I don't want to be in love with her, but I am in love with her, and I will not let her know that, but I want to let her know that. Like, just so indecisive. But it's still that decision is what keeps me going.
It just seems crazy to me. And all the little characters that pop up are just like. I have to say the funniest character I like so far is was it Ito Maibari,
The girl,
the
the one who
supernatural studies girl who actually comes in with all the supernatural stuff. She seems like the most interesting thing ever. Like she gets caught. The thing that I love about her, and the thing that's going to spoil some stuff, but the thing that I love about her is that the fact that she was like, y'all gonna let me in the club? I'm gonna spread a rumor. And he turned around and came in and she was like, oh, they kissed? What? Okay, I got you now. And then she was like, started spreading rumors and everybody was like, oh, you already like that hoax stuff. We don't believe
that was nice. I love that. I was like, what? Yo. Rat out the dude in front of everyone.
We don't like that hoax stuff. We don't even believe you. And she was like by that time he had already swapped with her because he'd already had a chance to kiss her. And he was like, well, I can't stop all this messing. They don't believe her anyway.
I like that too. I like that he's been doing that so far. Like he uses the body swap to learn their backstory. So he can,
right.
And I think that's a really good way to learn a backstory. You know, I like it because you get to see. Not only does he get to see what's happening, he gets to feel it because they do it to him because he's inside that body.
But it kind of got me, that and the whole Onigiri Nene, the second witch, him finding her, and the way he finds her is that he's going to swap bodies with her so he can get the information off the cell phone. And I was like, what?
And she like willingly did it, like she knew it wasn't gonna work.
I love how this is the funniest thing. It's like him and I forget her name again. Dang it. The first witch.
Shirahashi.
Him and the first witch are like, hey, let's keep it a secret from everyone. Everyone already knew. Like everyone was informed. And every time they're like, yeah, let's not tell no one. I already knew. I'm a witch. Oh, he's my like best friend cohort. You know, like I know these people know too. It's no secret. Like, and they try so hard at first. They're like, yeah, let's try to keep it a secret. Yeah, F that by the third one.
Yeah, but everybody already knows. So it's kind of like whatever.
I thought her power was the lamest so far.
Oh, the third one?
Yeah, the telepathy one. I was like, that's kind of lame.
I thought it was pretty cool, but it was like, man.
Telepathy? Is that what you're talking about, the telepathy?
Yeah, I didn't really like it. I liked it when that blonde guy figured out that you could send pictures, mental pictures, and he was like, boobies.
Oh yeah, he kept whispering boobs, boobs. I say the most funniest one was when he made the guy and the girl fall in love with him. That had to be the funniest part of that entire the second arc, the second witch. Because it was like, yo, I made you this bento. I made you this bento too. It's like, you want to come sleep with me tonight? I won't leave tonight, you know? And it was just like, I love this feeling. I hope it never don't stop. And then, like, when he swapped bodies, they were like, ugh, it's so disgusting. It was like, it took a complete 360, 180, whatever. Fuck. But it is a great manga to read.
I think overall, I think I like it because it has so many twists and turns in it that your eyes are like wide open for the next issue, and you're like, well, what's gonna happen next? How is this gonna work? You know, when he finds the fourth witch, it's like, what? How is that? But please don't do this, and you know, there are so many twists and turns. There are so many things. I mean, my favorite. You hate the telepathy. I really like it. I like the telepathy and I like the future thing. I think those are awesome. I think that being able to tell the future by kissing somebody is pretty cool. But there are stipulations to her telling the future. So I wish it was more encompassing. I wish she could just like kiss somebody like a psychic transition.
Well, they figure out the way it works. Like Yamada always ends up figuring out like
the way the power works.
The way the power works, and these are the rules behind that power.
Right.
So
like, I feel like the fourth girl was a hoe because she had like kissed everybody. Like on the real, like how the hell you? It's like you figure out that the only way she can see the future for something is if she kisses that person. How many niggas did she exactly kiss?
To figure out what's going on. Yeah. Yeah.
But it all makes sense later on. Let's move on from Yamada to individual reading, like what everyone has found on their own and what we're all Gerard, let's start with you just to get it out of the way right now.
No,
let's go ahead and start with you. Just start with you.
All right. Well, first, let me just give everyone a little bit of what we're going to be reading from here on out. That way, you guys can join us in on the discussions and stuff like that. The next one we will be reviewing / talking about will be Mysterious Girlfriend X. And Gerard, if you would so kindly for me pull up the description and please read it to the group.
Lord, give me a minute. All these tabs.
Meanwhile, while he's searching through all his tabs, what have you been looking into?
Let me give you a little rundown. I'm so excited right now because everything in the manga world is moving for me and Gerard. I know Gerard as well because we keep up with a lot of the same stuff. Like Gerard said earlier, all the mangas that we were reading suddenly decided to get animes, and so everything shut down for a good month or two. Like the author just stopped publishing stuff, and issues weren't going to come out for 2-3 months. I was just like, I'm so angry. So Mysterious Girlfriend X is actually issue 10, I believe, came out. So it should be rolling on. I'm excited for that. I'm reading that always.
Mysterious Girlfriend X was originally a one-shot in Afternoon in 2004 before it became a series in 2006. One day, a strange transfer student appears before Tsubaki. Urabe Mikoto is an antisocial girl whose hobby is just sleeping during class breaks. One day, Tsubaki goes to wake her up and accidentally tastes her drool. I know what you're thinking. And gets hooked on that. Let me finish that. It sounds weird as fuck.
Repeat that whole sentence again.
Tsubaki goes to wake her up and accidentally tastes her drool and gets hooked on that. I can't stress
how do you get
crazy that sounds.
See, now I'm gonna have to read it just because of that.
Like,
we gotta read it anyway because of our show, but
yeah, but I'm just saying, how you gonna get hooked on it for somebody's drool? That's
no. First off, Chris, how do you accidentally take somebody's drool?
That's what I was wondering the whole time. I was like, how in the world did you lick her face?
Yeah, I figure like my thought process is like, like just sticking your tongue out, trying to figure out what she tastes like, and then she's like, like slumped over to the side, and drool comes out of her mouth. I don't know.
That blew my mind. That's the part where I was just so confused. I was just like, I do not understand how in the world you accidentally taste her drool. You can't accidentally taste it. That's the funny thing. He doesn't accidentally taste it. He purposely puts it in his mouth.
Yeah, you can't accidentally taste somebody's drool. It ain't like it'd be like if I spit or something and if I spit off a balcony, somebody looked up with their mouth open and my spit landed in their mouth, which is pretty fucking gross. But same situation, it's like, that's accidentally. I mean, this nigga just sticks his finger and it's like,
But it's, for you guys already being weirded out by it, no, it's a great read. It is a really great read. It's slowly becoming popular. Me and Gerard were reading it when it was recently fresh, and then we subscribed to a lot of stuff on Facebook and a lot of fun pages, and I'm like, Gerard, look at all these pages, and they were posting our woman on there. You know, our girl from Mysterious Girlfriend X. I'm like, look, that's her. That's her. He's like, that's not her. I'm like, look at her panties. It was a picture of her in a swim. It was a picture of her in a swimsuit, and she had the outline of the scissors that she keeps in her panties, which is another weird thing. I'm pretty sure you read that. Did you read that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. The rest of the summary. After that, he starts going out with her and gets to know her better. Her second hobby, as it turns out, is carrying around scissors in her panties and cutting paper into flowers.
Yeah. So back to my conversation. We saw this picture, and I'm like, Gerard, that's her. He's like, no. I'm like, Gerard, it's becoming popular. He's like, oh man, we're gonna see it everywhere now. That's one of the worst things that happens because you have like this gem, and you want to share it with everyone, but then everyone finds out, and you're like, I wish I didn't tell everyone because not everyone's gonna be hyped up on this thing, and they kind of oversaturate it for you, and you're just like, wow. But no, I'll always love this chick. She is too funny and too amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, hey, yeah, look at the outline on her hip. It's the scissors, and he's like, that's her.
Oh
so
no!
I've been seeing a lot of Facebook admins that I subscribe to and stuff, like, you know, fun pages, anime pages, and stuff like that. That they're posting the picture now and stuff like that. I'm just like, but I'm glad it gets getting out there because it deserves a lot of recognition. It's a really good one.
Oh yeah.
Other stuff I'm reading that is not what Gerard is reading. I'm gonna stay off of those a bit because he does.
So while you're looking at that, let me start my list of stuff that I'm reading because it's a very long list.
I know it's an Android, but it's quick. Calm your horses. All right. I have been reading the most underhidden thing of all the anime world, things that no one knows about. I've been reading iShield 21. All right.
Yes.
It is the most underrated. Like no one read. I don't understand this. I watch Prince of Tennis and I can't stand it. And everyone loves Prince of Tennis. Like everyone loved that thing when it came out back in the day. Everyone was like, "Oh, Prince of Tennis." People still cosplay him to this day. Yet no one hopped on the football thing, and I kind of understand because most of us are, you know, unhealthy people that just sit around on the computer. And so football's
see some damn football, nigga.
Yeah, so football's not really our thing. And you know, but this iShield 21, please go read it. You may not be a football fan. But if you like, this is Dragon Ball Z with football pretty much, but doesn't get overcomplicated. Like no one gets dumb strong every time they play a game. No.
Every time they lose a game, they get powerful.
Yeah, every time they lose a game, they get powerful. No, they learn and that's the fun thing. I actually picked this thing up because I was talking to some people and they were into football and I didn't know jack diddly about football. So I was like, I bet you there's an anime or a manga out there that's a football manga. So I typed it into Google, and I found iShield 21, and I started watching the anime, and it's very informative. They teach you everything that you need to know. They keep you up to date with, like, you know, like the positions, the points, and it's a hidden gem that no one really knows. You find very few people. You're like, hey, iShield 21. They're like, oh, and then everyone else in the room is like, what the heck is that? If you may not enjoy football, if you enjoy football, definitely need to see it. So sports, it's a good one.
I found out about iShield 21 basically because it kind of was the quintessential, hey, let's go to Animazement, let's go look at stuff, and Charlie was like, oh my god, iShield 21, have you heard about that? Have you watched the anime? It's like, no, I haven't heard about it, I don't know anything about it. So he was like, we're going to watch the first 3 episodes. And as soon as you watch the first 3 episodes, you're gonna be hooked.
Oh yeah, did they show the episodes of Animazement?
Yeah, that's why I showed it to him.
And then y'all came after that, y'all like, Gerard, y'all got to see this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I had already seen it. I didn't get to finish it because you know real life stuff hit, but I had already seen it and I already knew how good it was. So I was like, Chris, I don't normally watch animes at an anime convention because I feel like that's kind of the stupidest thing in the world to do. But let's go give this one a shot because I know you'll love it and it's right here and we have nothing else to do right now. Let's go watch it. He watched it. He was like, I'm watching it, Charlie. I'm watching it. Ladies. There were more ladies in that room watching iShield 21 and loving it and they had already seen it, and they were just there to watch it again because it's so awesome. They were like, "You haven't seen it? You're about to go in for a ride." They're like, "Oh," Chris was like, "Oh yeah, I'm so excited now." It's for everyone. Just go give it a shot.
I lost my mind. Sona is. He is the quintessential nerd that turns into a superhero. It is what I like about him. It is also what I like about Overdrive. Overdrive is the same way, except for it's cycling. It's kind of like, oh, I'm the quintessential nerd who doesn't ever do anything, but then all of a sudden I can ride a bike and I can ride it really well. And it's the same thing with Sona in iShield 21. He's like, I'm stupid and I'm crazy, but I've been dodging people all my life. Now I can dodge people and I'm really good at it. And
it sounds kind of like, not to cut you off, Chris, but it sounds like that one about racing, drifting. Shit, what's the name of it? It's like the dude delivered udon, like noodles.
You're talking about Initial
D.
Yeah,
Initial D. That's what it sounds like.
That is awesome. I love Initial D.
It's like, I'm a nerd. I'm just delivering shit. It just so happens that I'm the best drifter in the fucking world.
Not only am I the best drifter in the world, I'm the best. I mean, he's the best downhill racer in the world. I am the best with the crappiest car out there.
Wasn't it like a Nissan?
No. It was like an off-market, out-of-brand, nothing.
It was like a Toyota copy of some piece of junk, and he's the best with it. And you have to understand, Initial D was back in 1990s, and so they kind of backtracked a little bit when it came to the car ages. It was drawn in the 90s, so it was set around that time. And his car was like a 1986, and everyone else was driving, RX-7s and all the new stuff. And he was whooping butt in his old piece.
Not just whooping butt, he dusting them like
an old busted hotness.
I mean, but that's just like that. I love the underdog stories. It's why I like some anime I like. But I also love the underdog story in manga. It's just interesting. So he's went through some of the stuff he's been reading, and some of the stuff that I have been reading, I have a long list because they decided, oh, you haven't read any manga, here's like 20 of them so you can start reading. But I found one on my own. It's called Gantz. And Gantz is pretty good. I like it. It's very interesting. It's very weird. It's got this alien feel to it. People come back from the dead. It's one of those things that it's got the sci-fi genre. That's why I like it. Very, very sci-fi. On the other hand, I've been reading Minamoto. Let me make sure that I...
let me discuss that one.
Hold on. We're not discussing this. I'm just going to say that it's called Minamoto-kun Monogatari.
No, don't.
But I would suggest, don't read that one yet. Start off slow. Start off with Yamada-kun. Start off with Mysterious Girlfriend X. Don't start with that one. Just don't.
Oh, man. You should have left that one alone because we're reviewing that one as well.
Okay.
Well, I mean, at least don't read it. By that,
you can get a jump on it, and we'll review it later, but...
Minamoto-kun Mona something Gari. I don't know. Anyway, that's a good one.
Monogatari.
I highly approve.
I've also been catching up on some of my old stuff, like History's Mightiest Disciple, Overdrive, and I just picked up iShield 21 so I can start reading the manga. But I've been watching anime and reading the manga at the same time, so I'm gonna do that first ever. See the difference between the anime and the manga things. So.
That's the good thing about iShield. It's actually exactly the same from what I read, from what I saw with the first 120 chapters. I read up to Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
I backed up a bit and I read a couple of chapters of the stuff I had already seen, and it's pretty much exactly the same except for in the manga Hiruma curses all the time. favorite word in the world is fucking. He just says that all the time, like to everyone. So I kind of wish that was in the anime, but that's really the only major difference. Like the games, the plays, the points, it's exactly the same. The development, like you feel, like it's like exactly like if I was watching the anime. So I don't think there's going to be much of a difference because I'm getting close to the end, and from what I'm assuming, thought-wise and calculation-wise, the manga probably ends in the exact same place the anime ends. So it's probably no different. This is not one you can really compare and contrast because they follow this one 100% all the way through.
Alright, well, I'm really interested in finishing ISO 21 as in the anime, but I really want to read the manga too, so it depends. Like, when I have my open time, I'll just go through the manga and, you know, skip an episode or two, and so I can go back and continue on, so it just might just be that fun, but those are the ones that I'm reading right now, but yeah, please don't start with Minamoto, please, just don't do that.
You know what, just forget about it.
Okay, Chris, I think it's okay for our viewers to start with that one because they're not as new as you are to the world of manga.
Some of them will.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they know that all of it's in black and white.
We're gonna.
Alright, you know what? You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? Don't even worry about that, you know? Just because I'm 27 and I'm just learning this stuff, don't mean you got to make fun of me, okay?
I'm not making fun of you, Chris.
I'm gonna say just for that one, for Minamoto-kun, if you like
viewer discretion is advised.
I'm just gonna say psychological romance. It's there. It's an interesting one. It's storyline interesting.
The storyline is really good.
If you get into it and you don't enjoy like the first 10 chapters, stop reading.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna enjoy the rest. The rest is pretty much gonna be the same thing from here on out with different emotions and situations. The way he deals with the situations is really good. But
see, I wish we could discuss it right now because
I ain't that far yet. Let me get further. And
like that manga is crack to me. If manga was crack, I would be waiting outside the crack dealer's house, waiting with like my PlayStation to get the next 9 chapters.
That's the worst part. 9
pre-order.
It comes in 9 pages.
9 pages.
9 pages every week. So you will blow by it fast, and then you'll be like, I want more. But you gotta sit there and wait. I have it up in a different tab, refreshing it every time I think about it. And when I see it doesn't pop up, I get sad. Like I go into cold sweats. I be sleeping and sweating. It's bad.
It is very addictive. I have to say that I went from 0 to practically. Oh yeah, I'm on 40 now. So I went from 0 to 40 in one sit down. I can agree with you on that. That it is very addictive if you like the storyline. If you don't like the storyline, if you get like 3 in and you don't like what's going on, then just put it down and go away. Because it's just
very H involved.
I had got a coworker and his friend hooked on it, and they were like, "Dry, I don't know about this." I was like, "Read it. You're gonna like it." They started reading it. My coworker's like, "Yo, I'll read a little bit because I gotta go to bed to get up in the morning." He sends me a Skype message at 3 a.m. talking about I'm on chapter 27. Fuck you, Gerard. And I'm just like, yeah, nigga, you hooked on that crack. You can't stop.
That's the same thing that happened with me in Good Ending. Remember that?
I haven't even started Good Ending yet because I don't really want to go there yet.
Oh my god!
Everyone has had this moment with Gerard because everyone hates Gerard because when he says something and you're like, read it. When he pushes you to read one, it's a good one. And when he pushes you to read it, be ready. You just go ahead and go grab some monsters, go grab a sandwich, take a shower if you want to, get ready because you're in for a long sit down. I stayed up all night long. I mean, literally, we had a full day of me and Gerard hanging out. We come home, we're playing games for another 4 hours. It's 11 o'clock at night. Hey, Charlie, want to read a good manga? I was like, what's the name? He was like, Good Ending. I was like, actually, I read the short story. a year or two ago. He was like, it has a manga. I was like, it has a manga. I was like, yes, it does, Charlie. How about you sit down and give it a read? I'm like, okay, I'll give it a read. Let's see what it's like. And I was like,
pulling you in, just pulling you in, and then he just catch that hook and just
Gotcha, bitch. Really?
You have to understand. Gerard, okay, like if you get hooked to Minamoto-kun, it's okay because you got 9 chapters. This one was at least 30 pages a chapter. I could not put it down. And to the point where I would forget, I'm like, did I jump chapters yet? Am I in a new segment yet? Like, and I would have to make sure, like, I looked at the number, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop at the next one. I'm gonna stop at the next one. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna go to sleep.
And like I woke up to him just clicking. I'm like, Charlie, have you been asleep? He was like, no, I gotta finish this.
I was like, I have to catch up. I have to get to the most recent one. I have to. And Gerard doesn't keep me up with very many things when they update. But Good Ending was every week that it updates. He's like, Charlie, Good Ending updated. I'm on it. I'd be ready. I would be ready. And to the point where I memorized the schedule that it kind of dropped every week. So I would just be on my phone and be like, refresh. For the love of God, please show up. And then I would finish, and I'd be like, Gerard, did you read the chapter? He's like, no, I'm not even home yet. I'm like, home.
Oh my God.
The thing about Minamoto-kun is that it teaches you patience. You have to learn to be patient with that manga.
Oh.
Because 9 pages, and at the end of every chapter is a fucking cliffhanger. It's like, ugh.
The worst.
It's infuriating at how good it is.
It's always at the worst moment. It's never like, let's finish an arc. It's, let's get close to finishing the arc, and here you go. Here's the rest of the book, and you're going to get in the next 9 chapters.
Wait till next week.
Damn it all. Why?
As a matter of fact, hold on 1 second, people.
Are you about to refresh? Did it update? Don't make me read this on air.
No, it's still.
Minamoto-kun has not refreshed yet. I looked on my phone.
All right.
It has not refreshed yet. But I mean, like I said, I'm already 20 chapters in, and that was like 3 days ago. They were like, "Have you gotten like 30 pages in, 30 issues into the Yamada?" And I was like, "I'm almost there," but then I picked up Minamoto, and I can't put it down.
All right. Gerard, what are you reading? That's not what we're reading together.
Ooh.
Lord, why did you have to answer that? Ask that.
Right. Let's.
Hey, we gotta be fair here.
Yeah, fair can be dangerous on your end.
How's it dangerous? Chris, I am hurt.
All right, Gerard, just to mention dangerous. I mean, like I said earlier, the bondage one, which we will get into because it is a really good one.
Hello, Charlie?
Oh, we lost Charlie.
It seems that we've lost Charlie. Oh no. That New Orleans connection. Oh,
all right, hit us while we're waiting on Charlie to come back. Hit us with your
all right.
Your list.
Some of the ones I've been reading. Nanzoki Ana, which is people. Nozomi to Kimio, I want to say. It's basically made by both of those are made basically by the same person, but it's 2 completely different stories, and they're both really good. The World God Only Knows, which is an amazing manga. I have not read it in so long, but I really need to pick it back up. Liar's Paradox, which is Uso Suki Paradox. It is a real good manga. It has a good love story. You know, it's real good. Let's see. Denpa Kiyoshi, he is the ultimate teacher. That is one that's real good. It's about a teacher who is a guy who used to be a scientist, a real smart scientist. He tried to create something from Doraemon, like a portal door or something. And he actually had almost figured it out. And he just got lazy and was like, I don't want to do it no more. And basically became like an otaku, and his sister made him get a job as a teacher. Let's see. I'm not naming the dirty ones. let me name one of the dirty ones. Kiss Sis. It's about a guy who kisses his sisters.
Oh Lord.
Look, it ain't as bad as it sounds. All right? they're not his like real sisters. They're sisters from his mom is not his real mom. You know, that whole situation is real good. Living with Monsters, which is called Monster Misume no Iru ni Chijo. I can't say that name.
I can help you with that.
But
I've got that one on there.
But I didn't think it's a harem with monsters. I didn't think I'd be that attracted to it because I was like, oh, monster, that's gonna be weird. But I've grown to like it in its 15 chapters, so it's fairly new. So if you want to start like reading that, read that now. Oh, but yeah, that's just a small list, and then I got a couple that we're gonna discuss here on the show later on, so I'm not gonna say those right now. But that's my list so far. That's all I can think of. I got tons more. Like I'm talking tabs of tabs that I can click through and show you. But yeah, that's my list. See, it wasn't that bad, Chris.
It was not that bad. I'm very glad it wasn't that bad. It seems Charlie has left the building.
Yeah, Charlie. Do you think we should wrap it up?
Yep, we're gonna wrap it up for the evening. It's Manga After Dark, and it's definitely midnight, and some of us gotta work in the morning.
Oh yeah.
So if you like what you see, come back every week. We're gonna be doing this once a week, hitting it up, on a regular basis.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
Oh yeah, we got Charlie back. He's here for the wrap up.
Charlie's back.
Wi-Fi went retarded for a second. Are we ending it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was getting ready to do all of the ending stuff. Just remember, we are a part of BFP.
Afro.
Check us out at the BFP Guys. You can check us out on Twitter at the BFP Guys. You can also check us out on Facebook at Afro Taku, or look us up under BFP. So we are there. And if you have any questions for us, just try to put our lovely hashtags, which will be hashtag Manga After Dark. Hashtag MangaAfterDark. Manga After Dark. So if you have any questions, just hit us up or join us live. We'll be here once a week, usually probably on Thursdays or Fridays.
Yep.
Check us out. All right. We hope you enjoy your night. Enjoy the manga.
Peace out.